What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be showing how to make Big Top from Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic. Why did I almost say security breach? Here he is. This is going to be a long tutorial in case the time of the tutorial wasn't enough of a clue to that. But yeah, here he is in all of its big top, all of his big toppiness or something like that. Anyway, that is all. Here's a little sneak peek of what is inside of him. He actually has stuff going on in here. But yeah, that is all. So with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. I feel so small. Here are all the materials you're needing for this build, just like one or two. As a side note, every single thing here that is a slab, you will also need the block variant for. I just didn't add them because that would add a lot more extra than I felt like adding. Alrighty, and the space need for this is a 44 by 32, and we're going to do this very strange. We're going to do basically each of the feet first, and then we're going to wait on the arms and build up the main section, and then go from there. I just want to get the feet in because they're kind of weird, and they're on the corner, so it'll be easier. You want to start by getting out the following, though. Spruce slabs, spruce planks, spruce stairs, and we'll just go spruce trapdoors. It'll be all we need. So starting from both the front left and front right hand corner of your 44 by 32 grid cough you've made it. If you didn't, I'll give you a way on how to do both. You just want to place a spruce slab. Now, you'll also want to extend or leave a gap of one extending in and then place another. What you can do is from those inner ones, you should have, what is that, 3, and then it'd be another 3 off, so 38. You would count right by, I want to say, it'd be a gap of 38 from this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not going to count all of it. And then on the 39th block, you'll place slab, gap, slab. And it should give you this. I know it's a little annoying, but I just find that easier to start with both feet. Worst case, if they're off, we'll know later. You'll extend each of those 4 slabs back with 2 upside down slabs. You'll probably need a placeholder for this of some kind. And then back from those backmost upside down slabs, you'll place 4 spruce planks, which you can actually connect those together in that one row between. Take the back center of this and extend this particular plank back with 2 upside down slabs and then a normal slab. So there you go. That isn't the feet done. That's the marking of those 2, and we're going to then get the back 2 marked. So again, if you have your grid, you just take the back corners, count in 1, and then start from the back of that foot and work forward. However, if you don't have it, you can take this back slab and you can count back by 3, 6, 9, 12. You can count back by 13, and then both left and right of that particular block, you'll place the slabs. And then same thing, you'll extend those back with 2 upside down slabs each. Then your 4 planks that connect together, and then you'll bring the back center plank back with 2 upside down slabs and then a normal slab. And yeah, that'll mark all 4 of your feet. I thought about making it where he was holding like the signs that he has, or yeah, I think he holds them in the big top showroom. I can't remember actually, but it just I didn't feel like it, to be honest. I figured it'd be easier to make all 4 on the ground like this. What you can then do is taking each of them, you'll place a row of spruce trap doors on the frontmost row of planks, just going across. Doesn't really matter which way they face, as long as they're all the same, I guess. The side trapdoors will bring back with a slab and then a stair that'll face kind of away from the center of the foot. And from that point, you would only take the outer one, which is this left side over here, and it'll be the right on the right. You'll extend it back with a stair facing backwards. So again, slab on either side, stair facing out, and then only on the outer side, you'll place another stair behind that faces backwards. Forgot the word for a sec. That is technically supposed to be there. I just wasn't instructed yet, so good job, me. And then in the center, you'll place a spruce stair facing forward at the front with 2 planks behind. I also placed that one on the wrong side. That's cool. Outside, not inside. I guess I just placed it on the left on the other two, and then doing the third one, I'd autopiloted to also do left. You should end up with this. Those are your 4 feet, nice and marked. The next thing you can do is clear your inventory and get out the following. Stripped spruce wood. Doesn't need to be wood here, in fact. Dark oak stairs. Dark oak planks. Dark oak signs. Warped planks. Warped stairs. Mangrove planks. Mangrove stairs and mangrove slabs. This will be relatively I mean, this is symmetrical, I guess. I just say relatively because some of it is four corners symmetrical and some of it is just down the center. But what you want to do is basically from the back of either front foot, you want to take the kind of back toe here, and you want to count in by 17. So 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to count it all, but you get the point. And then from there, you'll count back by 2, and on that block, place an upward-facing strip spruce wood, again from both. Between them, you can place 6 sideways strip spruce, which should connect them together. Like so. The next 5 you place, well, I guess, yeah, the next ones you place will be facing front to back. So if you take these outer strip spruce, you'll extend back diagonally out 1, back diagonally out 1, back diagonally out 1, and then you'll go back with an upward facing strip spruce wood. From that point, you'll go back diagonally in with another upward facing strip spruce, and then back diagonally in by 4 with ones that will face backwards, or forwards, I guess, technically. And then back diagonally in there to connect with upward facing strip spruce wood, which should give you a very nice pentagon, right? Yeah. It's been a while since I needed my shape knowledge, you know? You want to take each of the upward facing strip spruce woods and you will extend them up by 6. Best way I would find them is just kind of going around here looking at the base, and the ones that stick out to you like these are the ones you're bringing up. I think there is this two, this two, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Like so. It should be, nah, I missed one, didn't I? You? Yes, you. It should be those in particular. You will, from the top ones, you'll basically copy the same pattern you have on the floor for the, like, base. With the same sideways, or same directional woods. I want to say logs, but it's not right. It sounds more accurate, but whoa, the shadow of this looks crazy, by the way. Shadows with things that are like frames and stuff look very interesting with vibrant visuals. Anyway, you can... This step might be a little bit weird, but you basically want to copy the shape... both, like, another row in from both the top and the bottom, but it's going to be pushed also, like, in towards the center of block. So on the front here, this is fairly easy. It's just a row of strip spruce wood diagonally in from both the top and the bottom like this. However, for the sides, it is not as easy. Kind of ignore the upward-facing ones. So, like, here on this side, I'm just going to take this guy and extend it back by 2. And then I'll just follow the diagonal shape like so. The back is what's very strange, though, because you basically want to place an additional wood inside of either, like, pillar, and then you'll just kind of follow the diagonals from there. I'm not worried about the direction of the diagonals a ton. It might make more sense to have them facing the same way. That probably is smart, which I guess I will do as an adjustment. And then that one at the end is going to have to just be different. But, yeah, and again, you're doing this both from the bottom row like I am right now, and from the top row as well. Did I say the thing yet? I already forgot. I think I did. Who knows? Definitely not me, obviously. Guess I wasn't clear enough. I have absolutely no idea. Not a single thought going through my head. You should end up with this. The next step is fairly easy. Well, it's annoying, but it's easy. You can connect these sidemost strip spruce woods in each of these areas together with strip spruce wood facing the same way. The only thing that's annoying is you have to have placeholder blocks for pretty much every single one. But I can show you again what each side will look like. So these kind of weird diagonals will look like this. The front will look like this. This side will be the same. I sincerely hope I didn't forget a material on the list. There's one that I'm actually now thinking I might have used, but I have absolutely no idea. And the back should look like this. Let me see. Good, I did not. Again, this is where things are going to start to get weird and also annoying both at the same time. The bottom and top row, well, I guess the bottom row now from there, you'll fill in with upside down dark oak stairs. And the top, you'll just do the same with dark oak stairs. Now for the front, again, easy. That's it. For the... I'll just kind of show you each one. For this side, you're going to have... I would almost just fill it flat. Like, I wouldn't think about the rest of the stuff yet. I just kind of fill it like this. And then pretty much any gap, if it's against strip spruce wood, you'll want more strip spruce wood. I'm going to actually come to the inside so I can just like place a row like that. And then kind of between these stairs here, I'll have planks of dark oak. And you can kind of see basically wherever the stairs are connecting into the spruce. If you have that gap, you'd fill it in with spruce. And if it's stairs on stairs, it'll be a plank. You don't want these to stick out at all. And for like these back ones, pick a direction for your stairs to face. I pick out because I don't know, I like it better that way. And it should look like this, kind of, on this part. A little strange, but once you get the hang of it, it's not bad. It's just getting the hang of it that is bad. And then I got one more, which will be done. Cool. This should actually probably face the other way, but it doesn't matter. You can't really see them. You'll take the sides of these and just fill them in with dark oak planks, connecting the outermost stairs. So leaving the center open for now. Like so. Cool. The remaining gaps, kind of, you'll fill in with strip spruce wood, either facing up and down or left to right. Again, just make it consistent. And off each side of them, you'll want dark oak signs. So that will complete the, like, a bottom portion of this, which is cool. Already 12 minutes in? Oh, God. It's gonna be forever. You should have that. From this point, you can, above the topmost row of this kind of base, you'll place strip spruce wood again that is up diagonally out from everything. And I'll just have it all facing sideways. Again, kind of picking the direction based on what I think makes sense, but doesn't mean I'm thinking particularly hard. I'm just kind of placing. You don't want any extra blocks, though, on corners and stuff. For those of you who have followed enough of my builds, you're probably familiar with what I mean by that in both ways, where you would have corners or wouldn't, but you can kind of see it just, like, roughly around. It looks kind of circular from the front. It's not. It's definitely not a circle, but I don't know. You can basically make sure you don't have any extra blocks for at least like the top two rows, I would say. There might be more later, but I really couldn't tell you. You can take out of these strip spruce woods behind the outermost blocks here on this front, and really what you're actually doing, I think, is just copying these pillars again, right? Yeah, well, not quite. It's a little different. But if you take these front ones, basically the pillars, you are extending them up an additional... Wow, that's so hard to count. An additional 10? Yes, which would include this block here. So this would be 1, and then 2 would stick up. And you get the point from there. Like so. You're also doing the same thing from those kind of diagonally back. so these blocks. And then where is the next one going to be? The kind of furthest out edge, I think it actually is in line with the next pillar. Yeah, it'll be this pillar right here. The furthest point out, and out of the 2 blocks you'd have for that, the more back one. And then it'd be, whoopsies, it'd be diagonally in this row as well. And then I think just from there it's the back. Those 2 center blocks. Correct? Yes. Cool. We're going to build up a lot of this, and then we're going to, before we put on the mangrove, I think we're going to do the middle and get the hands, because if we don't do that now, then it's going to be annoying to deal with the lighting and stuff in there, and just trying to work around it in general. So, what we can do from this point is the top 2 rows of that, you almost want to follow the shape that we have, this kind of outer ring shape, not the inner one. So basically, if you take the front here, I'm just going to do this with sideways strip spruce for now to get the point out. I'll kind of go diagonally forward and in from both sides and connect together. From this diagonal block, I will go just back, actually. So this, does it stay in? It does. You'll go down, back diagonally out, God. Back and then back diagonally out again to connect. So it'll look like that. Is that symmetrical? Yeah. And then from the kind of more in diagonal, you'll just continue diagonals back and in the rest of the way. So it actually is the same as the bottom line, except for the front sticks out a little bit more. Not sure why I did that, but clearly there was a reason. And then what you can do from this point is you should just place an additional strip spruce wood facing up on top of each kind of top block here. The bottom ones you'll have to break and replace to have also facing upward. I already have that done since I made a bit of an oopsie. But, yeah, regardless, it should give you this. Cool. Then in each kind of top corner of these openings, you're going to place an additional strip spruce wood down. Just from the ends, you're leaving the center whatever open. And, yeah, you'll notice I think the front one is wider, is it? Yeah, it's 2 blocks wider than the rest. That is, in fact, intentional. Basically, the reason that I do that is with curves in general, you want to make sure, or I guess with diagonals, rather, you want to make sure that the flat ones are a bit wider just because that evens out the spacing since the diagonals look longer, if that makes sense. If not, don't worry about it a ton. It's really not that important. What you can do from this front one, though, is on... If you take these strip spruce wood, these kind of pillars that are shifted in a little bit, you're just off of the bottom, at least that are visible, the bottom 8? I'll say bottom 7. Or bottom 6. I changed my mind again. Yeah, bottom 6 strip spruce, you're going to place warp stairs facing in that are just kind of extending up like this. Just 1 off each block, like so. You'll then place a warped plank on top and bring each of these stairs along with the plank forward with more stairs. That was where I got 7 from. I don't know where any other number came from, to be honest. Oh wow, just all those went upside down. That's exciting. I didn't even notice. And then that top stair there you'll bring up with a plank. And then extend that plank with the stair row kind of forward diagonally out with a full row of planks. Which will give you this. That's a set of shutters. There's more where that came from if you wanted more. I certainly didn't. But what you can do from that point is take the next window on either side, and if you take the strip spruce wood row in front, you're going to kind of forward diagonally out, place a row of warp stairs that is, again, should be 6 tall, and it's facing backward kind of in this position. And again, you'll want that on both sides. We are going the symmetrical route here. We won't do that for the whole thing. We'll probably do 2 arms at a time because they are really annoying to make. And I don't want to have to deal with them each separately. Same thing pretty much as the other one. You'll have the warp plank on top. Then that full row you'll bring out with a row of stairs. And then from there you'll go, or you'll place a plank on top of that top stair. And then you'll go forward diagonally out with a full row of planks from that. Nice. You'll then take the back half of that window and you just have a flat shutter, which is kind of nice, but you'll take this row of strip spruce and go forward diagonally out with these 6 warp stairs coming up, which should actually just be this particular strip spruce out of the like outermost row that kind of trim at the top. It'll be the front block of that. Yet again, your plank on top, and the diagonal thing I was talking about earlier doesn't actually apply here, so just a full row of stairs after that with a plank on top, and then the row of planks outside of that full row. And then we've got 2 more windows to do, which is not that bad, actually. Cool. The stairs will always face in towards the windows just because I like that better. You can absolutely switch a direction if you find it is better otherwise, but yeah. Although somewhere where the diagonal thing does apply, actually, is the next window. So you can actually do all 4 at the same time here. You just kind of take each of these strip spruce and go diagonally, back diagonally out. So from this one, it'll be a plank there. From this back one, it'll be a plank here. And so, alternatively, if you take these bottom, like, strip spruce here, again, that trim, you'll take the backmost block and extend back diagonally up with a warp plank, and take the outermost one and extend up diagonally out, which will give you planks in those 4 positions, and that's really all that you need. Then extend each plank up by 6. And then you'll extend from there another row of planks back diagonally out from those that are 1 taller. And essentially, I can show you what it'll look like from the back. It'll look like this. So you kind of have those, you basically have that formation of plank rows. Hopefully that is helpful. I don't know if it is or not. But either way. Next thing you can do is, excluding your mangrove and your strip spruce, you can get rid of everything else. So the warped, and the dark oak, and get out polished blackstone blocks, polished blackstone slabs, polished deep slate, which we're gonna have a tough time placing, and I'll explain why later. There is in fact a reason. Ooh, black concrete, I missed that one. And I'll go smooth quartz slabs, maybe? Sure, we'll go with that. And we can probably use those for blocks as well. On the inside of this, if you take the, on the bottom here, you can take the, what is it? The 3rd row of strip spruce down. So first will be this trim, second, third is here. And I'm just going to fill this all in with sideways strip spruce wood that'll face, I'll say front to back. You'll have a few that won't face that way. You can change them if you want. I'm not going to because they are still visible. At least I think. Yeah, they would be. So, I'll leave them be. But it should give you this. From the front, you can take that very first row, which is actually this sideways row, and you'll place 2 rows of polished blackstone on top of that row of 6. Extend the center 4 up with slabs. And then behind that, you will take the sidemost polished blackstones and extend them back by also 6. Slab behind that, and then you'll connect those slabs together with more blocks. It is in fact not a square. First thing I will point out. The rows of 6 blackstone on the side, you'll bring the center 4 up with an additional row, and then from there the center 2 up again. This back row of blocks, you'll just bring all up with slabs. You can break whatever's in the center of this. I know that's like 80% of what you did. Whoopsies. And then you'll also have to break another row out because you want to bring each polished blackstone block down by 1. That you can. The front here, no touchy, because you can see that. But everything else is good. And I would also make sure that you didn't ravage anything by just like checking kind of around the sides here. And as you can see, there is nothing visible. Good. Fill in a block below that with black concrete. And then the center 2 rows, going left to right, you'll place upside down smooth quartz slabs here at the very bottom. You can then get rid of your black concrete and get out smooth quartz stairs. And as I mentioned, we're going to be using these slabs as blocks, so just keep that in mind. I will bring each slab up with a block. And then on the outer sides, I'll place upside down stairs coming out from these blocks, like so. Blocks in between those stairs, and then more blocks on top of those blocks. On top of the upside down stairs, you'll have right side upstairs. And not really necessary again, but I'll fill in the center with blocks here. I'll place a row of slabs on top of the left and rightmost row of blocks, and then in the center I'll have a set of stairs that'll face either left or right, but they should point towards each other like that. That'll give you a pretty nice effect, at least I think. So the polished deep slate will be easier to place if we had the mangrove top in. Unfortunately, we don't, so we're going to kind of just almost, I don't want to say guess, but we're going to place based on what we can. So yeah, it's just going to be kind of a lot of diagonals and stuff. You want to place off the top row of strip spruce, polished deep slate, just tracing the inside to start. No extra blocks or anything, just one row around. Like so. You'll then go, I want to say just repeatedly up diagonally in with more rows until you can't place anymore. And that's what we'll do. So that really wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it followed the shape more directly than just doing that. So, my bad, I didn't mean to bait you on that one. And then again. And like 18 more times. Not really, it's not that many. I think you'll end up with a 2x2 or something. Maybe not. I don't know if the pentagon disappears or not. It seems like it is. It should. I don't know, I'm not a pentagon expert. Oh, it almost turned into it just turned into an egg. Muffin, actually. That's definitely a muffin. Can confirm I'm a muffin expert. Because it could be a cupcake as well, but muffins are better. You should have this. If you are having the issue where I'm having and you can't see anything, you can give yourself some night vision. I think it's going to be better. Ah, yes, much better. From the center, you're going to want to bring like 3 rows of polished blackstone down. Basically so you can see 2, like so. Make sure you know which side is the front. That's important. Because you want to, from this polished blackstone, essentially leave 2 diagonals of space, and off what will be this row of 4, the center 2 polished deep set I'll bring down with 3 strips spruce wood each. Then from the, I guess the top of them, really wherever, just make sure you're kind of following this, and they all want to end at the same length down. So from these I'll go back diagonally out with strip spruce, and I'll have to place 4 down. Out 1, which would end up being 3, but again, I'm just making it level. Back diagonally out. Then you'll go back diagonally in, back in, back diagonally in, and that should connect it. Which actually gives you a perfect square. Not quite in this. I guess it is in the center, technically speaking. But not really at the same time. It is time for the hands, though, which... Are there 4 of them? I want to say there's 4. Yeah. So we're just going to pick one and go with it. We'll start with the front left one, I think. So looking at this blackstone, make sure, again, you know which side the front is, which is this side. I'm going to take the front left row of polished blackstone, and I'm actually going to break one. Then I'll, from this new top block, I'll go down diagonally left, down diagonally forward, down diagonally forward, down diagonally forward, down 3, down diagonally forward, and then forward by 6. And then you can place a smooth quartz block. Do I want to do this hand? I think each of the hands are a bit different. Maybe not. We're going to build it. It won't be too hard. You'll then, in front of that block, place a slab. And then in front of that, a stair facing into that block. It should all be smooth quartz, just for clarification. On either side of the slab, you're placing upside down slabs, which is left and right of it. And then from those upside down slabs, you're extending forward with an upside down stair facing out. upside down slab, and then up diagonally forward with a regular slab like so. The left, like back upside down slab, I'll extend up diagonally left with a slab as well, like so, and that's a hand. I feel like you could definitely put something in that. It looks like he's offering it to you. Like, here you go, have, I don't know, a cake or something. The cake is a lie, though. We'll then do the front right one. So if you take the front right polished blackstone row, you'll extend it down an additional 1 to start. You'll then go down diagonally forward and right 1. Down 2. Down diagonally forward 1. Then down 2 again. I almost just missed a spot or a row. Down diagonally forward 1. Up diagonally forward 3. Forward 2. And then in front of that a smooth quartz block. Then an upside down slab. Then an upside down stair facing into that slab. Really? That didn't place? Lame. And then from there, again, same thing. Left and right of that upside down slab, you'll have regular slabs this time. It's just inverted, I guess. In front of those, you'll have stairs facing out. In front of those stairs, you'll have slabs. Then from those down diagonally forward, you'll have upside down slabs. And same thing from the left. Kind of back upside down, or I guess regular slab. Now it'll be down diagonally left with an upside down slab. Now he's offering you something that is slightly larger, and he's holding it very awkwardly. Next one we'll do is back right, I guess. So if you head inside again and take that back right polished blackstone row, you want to extend it down an additional 6. You'll then go down diagonally right, down 2, down diagonally right and forward, which will put it on the little like weird motor thing we have in the center. That is fine. And then you'll extend right, forward diagonally right, right, forward diagonally right, right 2, forward, right, right with a smooth quartz block, right with a slab, then right with a stair facing into that slab. And then same thing as the first hand, I guess. You'll have the upside down slabs either side of the slab, and then the upside down stairs facing out on either side of the stair. From those stairs, upside down slab, going right, and then up diagonally right from those regular slabs. And then it'll be the back left upside down slab. You'll extend up diagonally back. Side note, you can break this particular block. I actually might. I think that is probably what I meant to do, and I just didn't, I guess. I don't know. It happens sometimes. That's one of the fun things about doing tutorials in these builds, is I can always find the weird mistakes that I make. Anyway, last one we have left is the back left polished blackstone, which should stick down by 2 right now. And that, I think, is all it actually will stick down by, yeah. Because then you'll just go immediately down diagonally left, which will put it off of this block. That's fine. You'll then extend down, down diagonally left, down, down diagonally left, down, down diagonally left. And then you're going to go down diagonally left and forward by 3. So there's 1, there's 2, and 3 should end up there. You will then go up diagonally left 1, up 2, up diagonally left, left with a smooth quartz block, then an upside down slab, then an upside down stair facing right. And it would appear as though I messed up this hand, because I have the stairs the wrong way, I think. Well, I have it, basically, I have an upside down stair facing out on either side like this, from the stair, but instead they should be upward facing, and then you would have regular slabs to the right of them, and the fingers would point down. I have them pointed, no, I do have them pointed down. I just have that switch for some reason. So it'd be a slab left of each stair, then down diagonally left from each, and I have from the front slab down diagonally left, like so. I don't really know how I screwed that one up, but I did. That's odd, actually. Yeah, no, I have the fingers, like, in the wrong position. I don't know how I did that. That is quite the strange mistake for me. Anyway, there are all of his little hands done. Now, this next part is going to be probably the hardest part of the tutorial. We get to do the red part on top. We're going to do this in quarters, but all at the same time, because if we don't do it that way, it's going to take forever. Take the front, center 2 strip spruce on the top here, and up diagonally forward from each one, you will place a mangrove plank. We have to mark them first before we can actually do more than that. Extend those planks forward by 1, then forward with stairs facing forward, and then have upside down slabs below this. You will then take the... Sorry, I'm trying to, like, make sure it's symmetrical. Take the left and the right and do the exact same things from the outermost points there, and I think also the same from the back. Is that correct? Yeah, so just each of the kind of, like, rows of 2 that we have here, you're just doing the exact same thing with. There are holes where the arms are going to go. They will be, I think, added as we go, since I believe they're all in the same kind of point. It looks like they are. So that'll just make it a little bit more annoying, technically, to do, because we have to work around them, but I think overall it shouldn't be that bad. Anyway, from each row of stairs, if you're looking at it, we're going to do that for each of the corners. You're going to just place slabs either side of them. And we'll kind of work simultaneously, and again, these will connect at center points. I think this first row won't very well, though, and again, you'll see that's because of those holes. Like so. You'll then, from those slabs, extend back with planks, or with a plank, and then you'll extend out with a plank and then a slab. So alternatively, you can just take this kind of center row, or this like outermost row of planks, and extend out with 2 planks and then a slab. It's up to you. This will take a while, as you can probably tell. Then from there, you will go back with a plank, in with a plank, and then they should actually just go back by, like, 2, and they'll kind of connect diagonally, like so. It doesn't look like they will, but trust me, they will. As long as you do it right. And, yeah. I have to think about it. Should look like this. That's so weird. That is not the shape I imagined making yet. Here we are. The slabs on this row, before we fill in the center, the like slabs on this row, not the ones next to the stairs, but the other ones, you'll bring down with upside down slabs, along with the kind of plank corner just inside of them. And again, you will do that on each of the 4 corners. Like so. Almost there. Boom. And then you can kind of fill in the top here with mangrove planks, at least as far as you need. You only have to fill enough to cover up the strip spruce. Well, not even, just enough to not be able to see from the underside. Should look like this. That looks just as weird. And yeah, again, each of these corners is where the kind of legs will slot in. We might actually start from the top and connect into the feet, because I think that'll be easier. If you miss the feet, then it won't really be an issue. We have 2 ways we can do this. And I think I'm going to do it the more fun way. Yeah? Yeah, why not? Well, no, we'll do a couple rows up, and then if I decide to switch, I can. The center 2 planks behind these stairs you'll extend up by 1 each. And then from there, I'll give you a couple things at once here. You will extend those planks out, but, well, actually, you'll just kind of follow the rest of the previous row with planks, or just at least bring each plank from the previous row up an additional 1, which will give you still a weird shape, but kind of like that. Well, not kind of, exactly like that. It's like a flower, kind of. Reminds me of the poppy flower I made on the original, Chapter 1 pit room for PPT. The center 2 planks on each row from there you'll bring up with stairs facing out. And then you'll bring those stairs out with a slab. And then I think this is where I'll give you a couple things at once. Each slab you'll bring back with a plank, and then you'll go out 2, and then kind of back diagonally out by 1. So basically, starting from behind that slab, you're placing a row of 3 planks, and then going a diagonal, which will almost just cut off this corner that we have here. We kind of have these sharp edges. We're just eliminating those. I mean, those aren't there actually for the intention of, or for any intention other than just because of this little corner we had to slice out. Each of the planks from there you'll extend kind of towards each other with a slab, and then between those slabs you'll have another plank to fill over that kind of gap like so. And that will finish off another row. I think eventually, just to switch it up, we'll end up going, like, kind of doing rows going up instead, or just doing it almost by circular shape, but I don't think we're going to do that yet. Maybe after, like, 2 more rows or something. So, from the center stairs here on each side, you'll go up diagonally in with planks. You can always just place the planks inside of the stairs and then bring them up. That's also an option. Those planks will be brought out by 2 in each direction, and then you'll go back diagonally out and out. So creating rows of 6 from the original, and then just another row of 2 kind of diagonally in. And you can, if there's any point where you're like, huh, check what I'm doing, and you can see precisely where these rows will line up. Basically, this row of 6 is 1 short of that, and then this row of 2 will line up with this particular plank. And then I guess the other planks kind of on these corners will just bring up by 1, and that'll start to make this shape feel a lot more circular if you look from above, as you can see. Looks like a circle now. The next row, you will extend the center 2 planks up with stairs and bring them out with slabs. That's kind of the motto here. Is that for the center 4? Then from there, you will bring the slabs back with planks, which will then be brought out by 1 and then out with a slab. Hopefully this is not too hard to follow. I always am worried when I like try to do things a little bit quicker that people will lose track, but hoping that I'm keeping it a good pace to where it's not insanely boring and also not insanely fast. Then from there you will go from those slabs back with a plank and in with a plank, and it'll actually finish off this row and they'll connect nicely. Like so. From those stairs, now we can actually just, I kind of want to close off the top or at least get these shaping done. You'll take these stairs and extend them up diagonally in with a row of planks. And then a row of stairs that will face out. Well, they all face out. I don't know why I specified that particularly there at any point, but whatever. Again, this shadow is looking wild. What is that 1 block? So weird. Then those stairs will be brought in with planks, and then again up diagonally in from those planks with stairs. And then you can actually just fill in the top from there. Kind of connecting them all together. So like once I get these stairs, I'll just connect across with planks, and it'll give you a nice cross shape. Which will split everything into nice quarters, as you can see. And then we'll go back to doing it the other way. I just kind of wanted to break up the constant rows that we're doing here. So the next row of planks, you will do the following. You'll go out with a slab from each plank. Then you'll go back from those slabs with a plank and out 1. And that's where we will end that row for a sec. And again, if you want to, whoopsies. If you want to check lineups, you can always look over and just see where that goes. And hopefully that is always helpful. Okay. I mean, that technically, no, it wouldn't work. Never mind, because you can see the tops of them. Unfortunate, if only. I gotta make sure that's all of them. Yep, cool. And then from those rows of 2, you'll end up... Basically, you'll just place slabs going in, and then you'll connect those slabs on the diagonal angle, and then just kind of inside of them, you'll place planks to kind of give you that. The slabs are for fun. Well, the slabs are just to make it look a little bit smoother. And the planks are really what's important here for covering everything up. Next row, these stairs actually do not have the slabs on the sides of them here. This is literally the only set because that final set also will. But if you take the planks outside of the stair, or behind the stairs rather, you'll extend the planks out by one and then out with a slab. Yeah, I think that's all we'll do there. Since I'm pretty sure the next thing that we'll do there is just gonna finish it. So I'll split it evenly. Because then you'll bring those slabs in with, or I guess back with planks, and then just connect them on the corners to fill out basically any gap that you'll have left. Just use the right angles. Cool. And then again, this top row of stairs will extend out with a slab, or I guess back with a slab. And then you can diagonally connect those slabs again, like you kind of did a few rows down on the corners. And that'll give you these little triangles left, kind of, which you can just fill in with blanks. And there we go. That's the hardest part of the tutorial right there. And I think that looks pretty good. That really, like, changed that, actually. Reminds me of a mushroom. I don't know if that's good or bad, but that's what it does. So we're going to do the legs now. Clear your inventory. I am warning you right now, these are also going to suck, but after this, we do just have the head left. So, I mean, you know, the head won't be too bad. It's definitely still a lot of detailing, but it's not going to be as bad as these are. So get out the following. Mud brick stairs. Spruce planks. I'm telling you, like, there's one part of this arm that is the whole reason I haven't done this tutorial until now. Mud brick walls. Spruce stairs. I don't think we need spruce slabs. I'm not seeing any. So we're just going to go with that for now. I really just hit the wrong button on the wrong thing. That's great. I hit the button on the controller to close the inventory instead of on computer. Anyway, in the two front corners here, kind of where you have these, again, these holes in the mangrove, they're not really holes. You want to place basically 2x2 of mud brick stairs. It'll be in this particular position, not like that though, because they want to create that funny little like circle almost. So if I break all of them but the front left, I'll have this one facing forward. Right of it, stair will face right. Behind that, it'll face back, and then left of that, it'll face left. Annoying to place in this particular instance, but if you go from the underside, you can kind of get it done at least. Like so. Underneath the front outermost stair, you'll have a spruce plank, and then on the kind of rest, you'll have mud brick stairs going in the same way. Basically, the only thing here is that the back one will face backwards, and the right one will face right, and then this corner will face either of those two directions. And yeah, and then on the left one faces left instead. But you can kind of see what that gives you. The plank on both sides from there, you will extend out by 4, which is right or left. Out is right or left in this instance. And then on top of the innermost 3 that you can place walls on top of, you'll place, or place blocks on top of, you'll place mud brick walls. From there, outside of the end spruce plank, you will want a mud brick stair facing into the previous row with an upside down stair underneath. You will extend each of those stairs forward by 1. And this is the bad part. So off of the like back bottom kind of mud brick stair, you'll have a spruce stair facing forward. In front of it, a plank. And then off of these top 2 mud brick stairs, a set of upside down spruce stairs facing towards each other. You want to... I'm sorry, I just like, this is really kind of breaking my brain. But you essentially want to copy that going diagonally out and down. Well, diagonally out, down, and forward by 1. A total of 3 times. So if I just take this bottom plank, I'll place an upside down stair off of it facing forward. And then that would be that kind of back top corner of the previous one, and then I'll just copy from there. And you'll want the same spruce plank and everything. There's a little bit more we have to do with it, which is why it's like really annoying, because it's a set of stairs and things that create this very strange pattern that doesn't really make sense to me. But I'm just gonna, I think, start by placing all these planks in this diagonal line. So I have 1, 2, 3, and then I'll need a 4th, I think. Right? Does that have a plank? The 4th one actually would just be all stairs, so you don't have a plank there. I'll place it for now, just to kind of get the boundary of this down. But once I get to it, I'm going to replace that with a stair that'll face backwards. To essentially kind of give you like an Oreo, not an Oreo, but a donut. That makes more sense. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. And then that is the one with the stair. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that I get it right. You know? If I don't get it right, what's the point of doing the tutorial? But I didn't prepare myself for this particular step enough, I don't think. But you can see why I didn't want to do this. Like, that's not even the weirdest part. Because off of the bottom side of each of them, except for the last one, you want to place a spruce stair facing forward. And this will be under the front block. So if I take, like, under this plank here, I'll have a just stair like... Well, actually, it doesn't face forward, sorry. It faces into the other stair. Like this. And it'll just be... I think you need to place 3 of these? Yeah, so under all of them but the last one. Which will be those 3 positions. On this side. And then on the other side, I guess it is the same. It's under, again, under these spruce planks, I guess is the best way I would tell you to do it. Cool. From where those particular stairs lay, a block up, you're going to place an upside down spruce stair facing forward. And again, still leaving the bottom one alone, because the bottom one is pretty much the transition point to the next step. Like so. Cool. If you want, I actually don't think this is a terrible spot to do the back legs as well. The only thing is that I think they're entirely mirrored, basically, so that all the stairs, or all of it would be pointed backwards rather than forwards. I guess you just do the same thing if you were looking towards the build from the backside. I'm going to wait, I think, just because I feel like it. But from the now, like, end donuts here, this bottom back one, you'll place an upside down stair facing out. Which should be right there. Below that, you'll have a regular stair that faces in. Like, I just don't understand this. He's got some, like, weird... Almost looks like scaffolding, kind of. Not Minecraft scaffolding, like real-life scaffolding, as his arms. I don't really get it. Then you'll have a row of spruce planks behind either of the... Or I guess a spruce plank behind either of those 2 stairs. Same thing as before, you're copying that going down diagonally forward and out 2 more times. So if I take this upside down stair here at the top, I'm going to extend it again down diagonally forward and right by 2. And then I think I'll do the same with the plank rows next, and then I'll have the stairs facing that way last. Like so. And it should kind of, if you check from above, actually all connect fairly nicely. I guess I'll start with the plank rows here. That might be the easiest. Cool. Then from the kind of bottom row of this final set, you'll place mud brick stairs facing into it from both of the 2 bottom blocks, like that. And I'll also extend it forward by 1. That is not... There we go. Hopefully that was easy to follow. If not, I don't blame you, because I don't know what I was doing either. Mud brick stairs, then outside of those stairs that just face outwards. I mean, I did roughly know, but... Still definitely confusing. And then you'll, below each mud brick stair, have the same thing, just upside down. From the outer center... More stairs. I'll say the actually outer back mud brick stair, like this kind of back outer corner. You're going to go down with 4 upside down spruce stairs that face forward. And then a plank. And you can see I'm lined up with this back plank of the foot, just in case that was important. In front of the bottom 4 blocks of that row, you'll have spruce stairs that face backwards into that row. And then the top block will be a plank like so. You can change the colors around if you want with this. I want to say I originally had it as bamboo or something. It was like bamboo and deep sight. But I didn't like the way that it looked, so I went with the spruce and mud brick because I felt like it was still accurate enough. You'll then extend those just down to the foot with mud brick walls. But yeah, I just think the spruce looks so much better in the grand scheme of things because the colors work better with him. There you go. Those are 2 legs. Now for the other legs, again, I would do the same thing, just looking towards the front from the back. So if I come around here, I will instruct this again because I know this is terrible, but you can start with the same thing underneath the kind of like top mangrove corner. Here, the just like 2x2 of mud brick stairs that all face into a kind of circle. Not really a circle. This is Minecraft. The circles are not really existent. And then on the like kind of the stair closest to you and outmost, you'll place the spruce plank, and then again the upside down stairs into the rest. I'll go quickly through this first part since this is easy. Extend the plank out by 4, and then the out of that row of 4, the first 3 planks you would have placed, you'll have mud brick walls on top of. From the end plank, mud brick stair facing into it, which will extend towards you, which is backwards, or I guess forward by 1 is what we're going to call it, just to make life a bit easier. Upside down stairs below those, and then we can begin the chaos. Off of the should be this particular mud brick stair, the bottom one that is closer to you, you'll place the spruce plank off of. Behind it, it's spruce stair facing into that plank. And then off the top set of mud brick stairs, upside down spruce stairs facing into each other. Again, you'll copy that going down diagonally forward, which is towards you, and out an additional 3 times. Except for on the bottom one, that plank is getting replaced with a stair. So it'll be 2 planks if I kind of do this diagonal, and then I'll have a stair here. That's the way I would do these kind of diagonals, is just almost focus on one particular block, which is probably smarter to make it the actual block, and then go from there, kind of trying to do the rest. There is no fun way to place this. There's no easy way. It's just kind of a whole lot of extra blocks and things that you shouldn't need at the end of the day, at least. Like, once you're done, they should be gone. Like so. And then, same thing from these stairs that are, like, from basically where each plank is. Under it, you want a spruce stair facing into the other stairs, kind of around it. And still the bottom one will kind of be left alone for this. I did not... There we go. Neither did this one, actually. Crazy. And then off of the planks above each of those, you'll have upside down stairs pointed backwards. That was not as bad, I would say. Unfortunately, I just entirely neglected the other side, so we gotta do that one now. And again, if you're confused, you can always follow or go back and watch the first segment again. That's my advice generally. Since I tend to just go faster with the second one, because explaining something twice is not fun. Like, you're telling me I gotta do it and then do it again? Why would I want to do that? I feel like 1 was plenty. It's my tutorial relatable moment of the day, I think. If anyone here has recorded tutorials, you know the feeling, I'm sure. These rinse-repeat kind of builds are just... annoying. So from this endmost set of stairs, you'll take the, again, this kind of back bottom stair, and you'll extend it out with an upside down stair facing out. And then below that one, I'll have a normal stair facing in, kind of like so, which will give you a 2 on one side and a 5 on the other. Not that that's important in any way, I just kind of feel like that's a good thing to go off of. Or an S and a Z? Yeah, S and Z. Behind those, you want planks, as in each of the 2 stairs. And then the same thing, you're going to go down diagonally out and forward by 2, just copying this. And again, I would start with the planks especially for this one. Basically, you can go off of this stair with a plank. and then down one, and then you can go down diagonally, right and down. Just because the rows of planks are 2, so they're going to... What did I do? I did that, okay. Since they are the rows of 2, they will still connect to each other, more so than the everything else, I guess. Should give you this. And then again, from the bottommost row, you'll have the mud brick stairs facing into the spruce there, which will then extend forward or towards you with an additional stair. I'll place that one first, I think. And then the other stairs outside of that facing out. Set of upside down stairs below each. And pretty much wherever you would be lining up with the foot here, which I guess from this point you will take, what is it, the kind of back outer mud brick stair and extend it down with these same 4 upside down spruce stairs and then the plank. Then the bottom 4 blocks of that row will be brought forward, each with a spruce stair facing back and then a spruce plank on the top. And finally, each of the bottom kind of blocker stair here can just be brought down with mud brick walls to connect into the feet. If your feet are off by a block, I would move the feet rather than trying to see if the leg was wrong. Because it just, there's no point in doing all that. But yeah, you should end up with this. And as you can see, he might be missing something. No idea what that could be, but there's a good chance that something needs to be added to this guy. You're going to have to trust the process as we start the head here, because we're going to almost work like inside out with it, which is really not normal, I think, in any circumstance for a statue, but for this one, it makes sense, trust me. You're going to want to get out the following. Polished deep slate stairs. Polished deep slate blocks. And polished deep slate walls. Along with, actually, we can get at a couple more things. Another material I missed, deep slate tile stairs, because they're hidden away, as is everything else, I guess. Cyan terracotta. Hoppers. Where are they? There they are. Pale oak slabs, which I think we'll just use as planks. Smooth quartz blocks and smooth quartz stairs. So head to the top of his little body here and place a kind of 2x2 of polished deep slate on the very top, like so. You will surround that in polished deep slate stairs, but they do not want to connect on the corners. And then bring these stairs up with, on the front, you'll go walls, stairs, walls, stairs, walls, and then blocks. So you should have 3 stairs, 3 walls, and then again you'll end with the block. The blocks you just placed, you will extend both left and right by 3, these top ones being, or that being. Additional row of blocks in front. Upside down stairs in front of that and behind that. Extend each row of stairs up with 2 rows of polished deep slate. This is looking weirder and weirder by the second. What is that shadow? It's not even loading it all in anymore. That's crazy. You'll then have polished deep slate stairs on top of those blocks. It'll face out, and you'll connect them together with more blocks like so at the top. Trust the process. This guy does not have a... Who is that? That's somebody. Oh, that... Wally? I don't think it's Wally. It's kind of like Wally. It's like a dumbed down Wally. And then you'll kind of just fill in the sides of this with polished deep slate. I've got a 3D printed Wally from high school, I think. It was sophomore year. I took a 3D printing class, and that was part of it. You can, from this point, essentially bring the rest of these stairs that we originally placed up with alternating walls and stairs like you did at the front, until you hit something. Now, on the sides here, the front... Well, I guess you're not going to hit something necessarily for all of them. But on the front ones, the walls will hit these stairs, which you'll actually want to replace those stairs with blocks. And then the back ones, you'll just continue bringing up with the stair wall combo until you reach the tippy top here. And then you'll just stop. Because you don't want to keep going. That's as high as we're going to need to go for this. And then you'll do the same with this back one, which should end up as the same height as the... pretty much the just polished sheep set or the top of the head that we have right now. Oh, that definitely looks like Wally, 100%. Fill in the center of this weird spine tube with polished deep slate. I guess it kind of is his spine, actually. Huh. You can replace these center stairs if you want with blocks, but you can't see them anyway, so it doesn't matter. And again, same with here. Like, I might actually do that, and I might also replace these with blocks. I didn't originally, because who gonna be looking up here? But I actually might, real quick on the original. Since this isn't in a copy, I can revise some stuff as I go. What you want to do from this point is take the outer edges of this weird shape, and you want to place... essentially, if you take the bottom kind of stair here, and you count up diagonally in by 1 on this particular block, you're placing an upside-down deep slate tile stair facing forward. Above it, a regular stair facing forward, and then behind that, the same set of stairs that face backwards instead of forwards, which will give you this kind of wheel on either side. And that's how this part connects to the, I guess, inner skeleton of his head. I don't know, it's hard to explain. From this point, if you actually look at the front, we can add the teeth now. They are basically, if you take the outermost stairs on both, like, kind of each corner stair, just place a pale oak plank in front. I found another material I missed on the select list, by the way. Gray carpet. I did have black, but not gray. You'll leave a gap of 1 extending in and place these same planks, kind of like this. And then bring those planks towards each other with slabs. Regular ones on the bottom, upside down ones on the top. Between the 2 sets of top teeth that are closer, you'll actually take these upside down slabs and place a hopper between them connected into the polished deep slate. In the center 2x2 of polished deep slate, the bottom left one I'll place a hopper off of. It's got like a weird, it almost looks like a steamroller or something. I don't know. Or like some sort of grinder. It's odd. We can do a whole lot of cyan terracotta filling for his head now. If you take the deep slate tile stairs on these sides here, just place cyan terracotta off of it. A 2x2 off either side. Or just, yeah, 2x2 technically is correct. Extend that cyan, whoopsies, forward by 2 rows. And then we'll just start by going down by 1 as well. You also want to go up by 1. And then if you go up diagonally in with a row of cyan like this, you can actually connect it together at the top here. Which should fill over the teeth, I want to say. Let me make sure that it doesn't... yeah, okay, it does. Just fill over. I wanted to make sure that there wasn't like a block missing for his mustache or something. From this point, you will bring the deep slate tile, or so not the deep slate tile, sorry, the cyan terracotta back with 4 rows. And then another block back from that, you'll fill in the back of his head with cyan terracotta. This will all be covered. This is mainly because you can see it from the bottom. But yeah, that should give you things. Oh lord, what have I created? Even though we still need the smooth quartz stuff, I'm just going to tell you to clear your inventory. We can get it back out in a sec. And get out oak planks, oak slabs, smooth quartz blocks, smooth quartz stairs, smooth quartz slabs, polished deep slate slabs, which we will use for blocks, ochre froglets, smooth red sandstone slabs, which I think we'll also use for blocks, because it's not that many, and smooth red sandstone stairs. That is acacia, wrong orange block. So to start and make some sort of sense of this madness, in front of the bottom row of teeth, you want to just place a smooth quartz slab really off each bottom pale oak plank and then connect them together. Extend that down with a row of pale oak planks, Or sorry, oak planks, not pale oak. And then extend that row of oak back an additional row. The center 6 oak planks on both rows you'll bring down with upside down oak slabs. One thing you should probably do now is, I'm just going to get rid of the oak slabs really quick to do this. If you get out gray carpet, you can actually just place gray carpet on each of the oak planks kind of between the teeth. Yeah, we might not actually need any more oak slabs, so you are fine with making that switch regardless. Yeah, I'm not seeing any, so that works. Off of the bottom cyan terracotta on each side, you'll place an opposite on smooth quartz stair facing inward, not forward. And then extend either of them up with 3 blocks of smooth quartz. And then what you can do from this point is, with the exception of that stair, you can just bring oak planks outside of each of those 3 smooth quartz blocks. I will extend the planks up by 1, and then I'll go in by 3. Off of the... basically the block above the row of smooth quartz of this plank, you'll place a smooth quartz slab off of. Extend it in with another slab, which will also have an upside down slab below it. The upside down slab you'll just bring in by 3. However, the top slab you'll bring in with a stair facing out. And then, which should be 6 blocks in the center. Like so. The kind of underside of the mustache, you'll just want to bring back a row to fill in this weird little gap you got. Which should include those upside down slabs as well. And I'm actually gonna, well yeah, I guess it'd be all 4, so you're just covering the yoke entirely from the underside. Which should look like this. The kind of center top of the mustache, these 2 smooth quartz, you'll place upside down smooth red sandstone slabs in front of. Bring those up with red sandstone stairs that'll face out. And then behind those stairs, more blocks. You're doing a couple things from these blocks. You're extending them up with more blocks and then stairs facing out. And you're also extending those same lower blocks out with stairs that face out. There's his nose. You can actually get rid of the smooth red sandstone and get out to dark oak stairs along with dark oak trap doors. We won't need them just yet, but they're nice to have. The outermost oak plank on each side I will bring up by 1. Up diagonally in 1. Up 2. Up diagonally in by 2. And then you can connect together from there. Kind of within this space, you'll place an additional row of oak planks at the bottom. Along with from this point, kind of on the left and right, just from these rows of 3. To almost give you a, well, it will give you a rectangle opening left. I'll then place an additional row of oak planks on top. And fill the 2 center rows up with oak, which should just be behind where the nose is. It should leave you with perfect eye holes. Behind either eye hole row, like I'm just going to kind of take the perimeter of oak planks and bring it back with polished deep slate, just like so. You don't need all of this necessarily, but it's just nice to place all of it. Since the eyes are inside another block, actually, or at least the lights of them. And then you'll kind of just connect across these gaps with upside down polished deep slate slabs in line with that polished deep slate. Oopsies. A block back from that I will fill with ochre frog lights. Just behind the slabs. And then back at the front, I'll place a dark oak stair in each corner, kind of these eyes. Which the bottom 2 corners will just be like that, and then the top are upside down that also still face inwards. Against the kind of remaining oak plank surfaces around the perimeter of the eye, I'll place dark oak trapdoors. Bottom and top ones are just against directly, and then the side ones you'll have to open against them. And there is the front of his face at least done, for the most part. What you can do from this point is take the... Wow, I am noticing so many errors here. That's good. You can take the rows of oak planks like these sidemost rows, which would be these rows of, I guess, 5, and bring them back with an additional row of oak planks. It is both one taller and one shorter. Or one, there's one taller on the top and one lower on the bottom, I should say. From that point, we can do the hair. It's weird. I'm like trying to figure out how exactly I need to explain this. If you take the topmost row of oak planks, you'll go back diagonally out with a smooth quartz block on either side. As per usual, we're doing both of them at the same time. Extend that block down diagonally out one, and then out with a slab. You'll then from there go down with 2 blocks. Out with an upside down stair facing out, or facing forward rather. And then you will extend that upside down stair down an additional 4. With more upside down stairs. This will kind of give you this like rigid effect. Like so. Then below that you will have a smooth quartz block. Going from bottom to top, you will do the following. Outside of this block, you'll have an upside down slab. Outside of the first stair, you'll have an upside down stair facing out. On top of the next one, you'll have a regular stair facing out, which is just not upside down. The one above that, you'll have another upside down stair facing out. Above that, a block, and then above that, a slab. That's his hairline, essentially, for lack of better terminology. Extend each block basically back by 5 of that. Now, I say basically because to the extent that you're doing it, yeah, that is what you're doing. However, for the stairs that face forward, like all these that face sideways and whatever are easy, but the ones that face forward, you don't want to just directly bring back. You basically want to copy the direction they're facing on the back. So back here, I'm just going to place these same, what is it, row of 5 upside down stairs or whatever it is. I think that one's also a stair, yeah. And on the top here, just for this particular row, you'll just join them with blocks because you don't want to be able to see through it. But everything else you're basically copying perfectly because you want to make sure that you also have like that block there. And then inside of those stairs, I don't think matters. Is it oak or is it smooth quartz? It is just the oak that you're seeing, so. Again, don't really overthink it. You're almost copying what you're seeing on the back, like on that 5th row on the back, and then everything else you're just joining if it makes sense to join. And whatever. That's definitely an upside down stair there. I forgot about that one. Basically, hold on, I'll actually show you what the back will look like. It'll look like this, kind of. He really got that, like, 1800s hairdo going. I respect it. Can't even lie. The, like, top back row of smooth quartz you'll extend back with 2 oak planks. Go back diagonally in by 1 and connect together. That row of oak planks that you just placed on the far back, you'll bring down an additional row, which will also be brought left and right, an additional 1 each. 2 more rows below that. And then you'll basically from there go down, or I guess just diagonally out with a row of oak planks. And that will join back into the hair. Or the smooth quartz. It's weird saying hair, I don't know why. You then want to, below that, you're going to go pretty much same thing, just kind of down diagonally, for real down this time, down diagonally out with oak planks, just going around to create pretty much the same shape like so. Well, not the same shape but wider. And you can literally just bring all of those oak planks down until you're in line with the bottom cyan terracotta. There's really nothing crazy going on here. And you can also join kind of underneath the hair on these sides of his head here, or the fake hair. I guess it's metal, isn't it? I don't think there's real hair on any of the sides. Well, I guess the hedgehog probably is, but I don't think he is. I feel like he's all metal. I don't know, I don't remember. At least by what he looks like, I'll add. Obviously, I can't walk up to him and touch him and see, because he's not real. And that should be his head entirely enclosed. Now, I say enclosed because it isn't done since we got those little weird megaphones or speakers he's got on the side of his head. Kind of like Siren Head. You can just clear your inventory. Good news, we are almost done. Finally. But you just need yellow terracotta for this, and then we'll deal with the hat after. So on both sides, again, this is symmetrical. You're going to be behind the... It'll be this row of 2 oak, essentially, this front one, just behind these smooth quartz. And you will extend out with 3 yellow terracotta. Then you'll go up 1 and out by 2 more. Which will almost give you this lightning bolt looking shape. The outermost yellow you will extend forward by 2. The one inside of that you'll extend forward 1, and then the one inside of that you'll extend forward by 2 as well, which will almost give you these kind of, look like claws or something. I don't know. From the outermost row, you will take the center of this like 3 and extend this yellow up, and then you'll go in 1 and then forward 1. And then you'll, below the center here, pretty much just take this particular yellow, the one that we brought forward in the center, and extend it down and then go forward 1 from there. Those are the upper ones, I think? Yeah. Still on the kind of sides of his head from there. You're going to be a whole lot lower. It'll be this, just where the head goes out another row kind of on the side. It'll be this back block of the row of, I guess, 2. You'll place, again, 3 yellow going out. Up 1 again, and then from this one you'll go both left and right by 1 each. Like so. From that outermost yellow you'll extend forward diagonally out by 2 and then forward 1. This is definitely not the most conventional way to do these, but I don't really know how else to, so leave me alone. And then from the original row of 3, this bottom one, you'll take the, again, outermost block and do the exact same thing. Extend forward diagonally out by 2, and this time only forward 1. Well, I guess no, that was what it was. Never mind. I forgot. Then what you can do is take the outermost block of this top row of 3, which will be this guy, and just extend it forward with 3 yellow. From that row of 3 you just placed, the back yellow you'll extend up, and then you'll go up, or I guess forward diagonally out and forward. And then you can just smack an additional block on the inside, so the kind of hole is only 1 block thick. You can replace that with something else, I think on both of them. Yeah, if you really want. But it's up to you. And that should give you this. He still needs his hat, though, so let's get on it. Get rid of the yellow terracotta and get out the following. Blackstone slabs. Blackstone blocks. Blackstone walls. Mangrove stairs. Ochre froglights. And black carpet. And then we'll be done. Yippee. Off of the frontmost row of oak planks of this dude's big head, you want to place a full row of upside down blackstone slabs. The center 4 you'll bring forward another row. From the outermost blackstone slabs there, you'll extend up diagonally out with a blackstone slab on this row of, I guess, the row of 8, not the row of 4. And then you can extend those slabs back by 11. Whoopsies, I immediately made it a block. That's exciting. You almost want to copy the kind of little divot you have on the front here on the back. So just from either of these back slabs, I'll go down diagonally and with an upside down slab. Join together, and then the center 4 you'll bring back an additional row. From this point, the long rows of slabs here on these sides, I will bring every single block except for the front and backmost ones out with an additional slab. And then the center 4 from there I'll bring out with upside down slabs that are kind of up diagonally again. It should leave you with 3 open on both the front and back. Before that, You can kind of just guess and get it, though. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to actually get out oak planks and fill in the top of his head here with oak planks, just in line with the oak that we already have. This will help us just kind of mark where exactly the center of his hat is and all that jazz. Getting the actual, you know, like middle started. Cool. From the... really the front row of 4 black stone slabs or the back? I would say the front for this particular reason, because you'll leave 3 blocks open in total. So this slab, this plank, and then you'll place a row of mangrove stairs facing right that is the same kind of row of 4. From the rightmost one, I'll go back diagonally right with another, then back diagonally right with a stair facing back. Back 3, and then back diagonally left with a stair still facing back. Back diagonally left again with a stair facing left this time, which will then be brought left 3, forward diagonally left 1, then forward diagonally left with a stair facing forward, forward 3, forward diagonally right, and it'll give you this. Place ochre frog lights within those mangrove stairs. And before we do anything else, I'm going to tell you to basically cover each oak plank with a black carpet. Except for in the center, you don't really need to worry about that. I'm also going to place carpet on top of these 4 black stone slabs, where the ones that are, or they're where, words, where there are ones overhanging in front of them. Lord. Sorry, what are we, almost 2 hours into this, I think? It's been a while, that's all I know. It's been longer than it should have been. You should have this. Place on top of the mangrove stairs now, back to those, blackstone. Extend each of those blackstone up with 2 blackstone walls each. Yeah, it's almost been 2 hours. That's wild, because I started getting ready for this, maybe like 2:10, and it's 4:03, so I guess it's been closer to an hour and a half, but still. You can join those blackstone walls together with full blocks, kind of on the inside here. You can use walls again if you want, but the full blocks make it look a little bit better because it still adds that kind of thickness. But then from there, you're going to place 4 additional rows of blackstone blocks on top of those walls. Still not done, though. We almost are. Yeah, I knew this was going to be a long tutorial, but oh my god. Respect to anybody who made it through this, because in one go especially, because yikes. I had to do it, and I wish I didn't. But then again, I'm also having to think a lot about instructing and all that, so I guess it doesn't make it any easier. The top 2 rows of blackstone, only on these like 4 block wide sections, you'll place blackstone walls in front of. They don't overhang or anything, they just come directly off of it. You can add more if you want around the edges. I was just kind of trying to make these particular parts of the hat stick out more. And as you can see, it definitely does work very well. It just almost widens that entire top. But yeah, then you can fill in the top of the hat in with blackstone, in line with the rest of the blackstone. And yeah, once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is your big top from FNAF Secret of the Mimic complete. That was a doozy, for sure. That took a few minutes. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this one. I don't have any more Sodom characters ready, as you can see in the background. The only statues I still have are Little Nightmares 1 and 2, and also I've got a few lethal ones. And then I'm done. You can see Yarnaby and stuff in the background there, like in the very far distance, but I don't really think I'm ever going to continue those, because I'm not in the statue building mood and haven't been for like a good while. Anyway, that's all. So with that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. After all that, no emoji? Really? I see how it is. Bye.